process control is more important than the quality control. Or experienced values. It is not theoretical values. It is all the practical values where the people were getting excellent yarn qualities.
वीडियो को आप SOP की तौर पे इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. You can use this episode as a SOP. You can cross-check your process, whether you are achieving all these values in your spinning mill. नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, वणकम, वेलकम. आज के संस्करण में आप सबका स्वागत है. नया साल की ये पहला संस्करण है एंड आज हमारे बीच में एक गेस्ट है जो एक टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट है प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट में, प्रोजेक्ट कंसल्टेंसी में एंड टेक्निकल कंसल्टेंसी में. ही इज एन एक्सपर्ट. नाम है Sri Sampath Raj ji. Sampath Raj ji started his career in Mudra Courts and he retired from Lakshmi Mills. And in between, he has worked in many corporates, both in India and abroad. He brings in a lot of experience. And उसका experience का आज हम फायदा लेंगे. संपत राज जी जो है आज एक विशेष टॉपिक पे बात करने वाले हैं. प्रोसेस कंट्रोल इन स्पिनिंग, इसका क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है. ये बहुत सारी स्टूडेंट्स एंड बहुत सारी टेक्नीशियंस मिल से मेरे से मैसेज करके रिक्वेस्ट किया. दो इट इज़ बेसिक्स इज़ द फाउंडेशन. उसका प्रेजेंटेशन आप सबको बहुत ही यूजफुल रहेगा. तो इस नया साल की शुरुआत चलिए एक धमाका दुआदार एपिसोड है आज.
Okay, sir.
नमस्ते संपत राज जी सर.
Namaskar, sir.
Very happy new year and you are welcome to Spin Care channel. Many of our viewers are eagerly waiting for you to talk about process control in spinning mills. So you can share your presentation with our viewers. Okay. And definitely, you can also wish them a new year.
Yes, definitely. I too wish all the viewers and to you also a very happy and prosperous new year.
Many technicians, many students have sent a lot of requests to me. They are all very much interested in knowing the process control in spinning mills and what is its importance. So you are a living expert, a legend. So I please ask you to take over. You can start your presentation. You can also give a brief introduction, sir, about yourself.
Sir, I'm basically a textile technologist, and I am having more than 40 years mills experience. I worked from supervisor trainee to the profit center head in the various mills at the various positions. And I am now at present I am doing in a consultancy along with Team 65. It is a very big, one of the biggest consultancy agencies in India for the past 6 years. So this is the
you bring a lot outline. A lot of expertise. You are bringing in a lot of expertise, and the many mills are benefiting, and you are making them leaders in the country. These mills. So kindly share your presentation on process control in spinning mills. Many technicians and students have sent their requests. Even though it's the basics, the foundation should be very strong. Without the foundation, you cannot really do anything great. So hopefully your presentation will be very useful to all our technicians and students. And let us start the presentation, sir. Okay.
And again, as a part of Spin Care, I welcome everybody for this episode. Why is process control necessary in spinning mills? So, in the present competitive market, achieving acceptable and consistent quality in the yarn are the expectations from each and every cloth manufacturers. At the same time, overall level of quality is also increasing constantly. Not only the fabric appearance, working of knitting, weaving, and weaving preparatory machines are also depends upon the yarn quality. To achieve the above, process control in spinning is essential to control various process parameters to optimize the process conditions right from raw material selection to packing of the yarn. Why is process control is necessary for a spinning mill? Because to get a consistent yarn quality, this is the requirement of each and everybody. This controls yarn imperfections, unevenness, and its CV percentages. Yarn strength and its CV percentages. Yarn count, CV percentage. Yarn elongation and its CV percentage. Yarn falls. Next, it is to improve the machine performance and to get the required productivity. Also to reduce the usable waste, which is very dangerous for the spinning process, as it creates a lot of nets and short fiber percentage during the processes. Then to optimize the yarn realization, this is the requirement of each and every spinner, because it is influences directly to the profitability of the company. To minimize the length variation in finished yarn package, it is to avoid remnants of the yarn in the subsequent processes. It is to avoid complaints from the subsequent processes or the from the markets. And mixing and blow room. After selecting and stacking the cotton bales in raw material godown, these are all necessary. Mixing and blow room. After selecting and stacking the cotton bales in raw material godown, minimum 25 to 30 lots of cotton bales have to be allotted in daily mixing to get the same averages and physical properties of cotton throughout the year by following bale management system to achieve consistent yarn quality. So important parameters are 2.5% span length or upper half mean length. Fiber strength in grams per tex. Nest per gram in the mixing. Short fiber content numbers percentage in the mixing. Mic value, RDB values, trash percentage. In blow room, we have to see that dropping level under blow room beaters has to be fixed according to the trash level in the mixing. Or otherwise, if it is anything excess, that will be a loss to the company. That will reduce the profitability also. Link losses have to be avoided by adjusting grid bar settings and beater speeds, because link loss is again a fiber loss, good fiber losses. Increase in NEP generation after beating points has to be checked and controlled. As per thumb rule, it should not be more than 80 to 100% of the feed Fiber rupture has to be controlled within the limits. Effective removal of contaminations have to be ensured from the contamination sorter equipments. Cleaning efficiency has to be checked and maintained according to the trash in the mixing. Mixing of usable waste at mixing should not exceed 3%. We have to maintain desired RH percentage and temperature, and as far as blow room concerned, 34 degrees centigrade and 65% RH is desirable. Cards. Standard card NEPS level has to be maintained in all the cards. NEP removal efficiency has to be checked and action is to be taken on cards lesser than 75%. Short fiber content number percentage in cards level should not lesser than the feed material. If it is lesser than the feed material, then we can assume that there is a rupture in the card. Trash in the sliver has to be maintained around 0.06%, including the micro dust. Cleaning efficiency has to be checked and action to be taken on lower efficiency cards. Anything below 95 to 96% has to be checked. Variation between the card waste should not be more than plus or minus 0.5%, or otherwise the quality variation will be there from card to card. Card sliver wrapping has to be checked at least once a day. Card U% has to be kept at 3% level in all the cards, because this is the basic quality has to be processed in the further process. There won't be any deviations. Again, maintain desired relative humidity percentage and temperature. Desired relative humidity percentage is around 53 to 55% and temperature 37% degrees centigrade. Breaker or pre-comber draw frame. Sliver U% has to be kept around 2.6%. 1 meter sliver wrapping CV% has to be kept below 1%. Channelization and randomization at feed side have to be followed to get consistent quality, sliver quality. Short fiber content, NEPS percentage and NEPS per gram comparing with feed material should be, it will be lesser than the feed material. Sliver wrapping has to be checked periodically. Again, maintain desired RH percentage and temperature. Desired RH percentage would be 37 degree and 55% relative humidity and 37 degrees centigrade. Lap armor. 1 meter wrapping has to be checked once in a day, and CV percentage has to be maintained below 0.5%. Lap leaking has to be avoided during unwinding by adjusting drafts and lap rack pressures. Again, we have to maintain RHS of 55% and temperature of 37 degrees centigrade. Combers. Comber sliver U% should be maintained at a 2.5 to 3% level. One meter comber sliver wrapping CV should not exceed 1%. Comber to comber nail percent variation should not exceed plus or minus 0.5%. We have to see that comber off-laps are always free from fiber loading to avoid variation in nail percentage. Otherwise, nail percentage would vary from time to time. Comber sliver nep removal efficiency has to be checked periodically and should be maintained around 70% for 15 to 16% comber nail. Comber sliver short fiber content nep percentage removal efficiency has to be checked periodically and should be maintained around 65% for 15 to 16% comber nail. %5 span length has to be checked and increase should be as per the nail percentage overfeeding material. Here desired relative humidity would be 55% and temperature is below 37 degrees centigrade. Finisher draw frame. Sliver U% should be always around 1.57% for combed and 2% for carded qualities. Sliver 1 meter CV has to be maintained below 0.35% and 0.5 meter CV percentage at 0.6 to 0.7%. Sliver neps per gram and short fiber content numbers percentage should not be more than the comber sliver. Sliver 5% length should not be lesser than the comber sliver. Sliver wrapping has to be checked periodically. And we have to maintain the RH of 55% around and the temperature 37 degrees centigrade. Lastly, effectiveness of the auto levels has to be checked at least once in 15 days and it should not exceed 0.2 to 0.3%. Frame. Roving U% should be maintained below 3% for combed and 4% for carded qualities. 3 meter roving CV should not exceed 0.7 to 0.8%. Roving stretch has to be maintained uniformly throughout the full bobbin building and variation should not exceed 0.2 to 0.3%. Roving breakages has to be maintained at 0 to 1 per 100 spindle hours as it influences the breakages in ring frames. We have to maintain around 58% relative humidity and 37 degrees centigrade. Ring frame. Unevenness of yarn with respect to U%, CV% of U%, 10 meter CV, and imperfections are to be checked daily along with the hardness index. Here, apart from U%, CV% of the U% should not be above 1.8 and 10 meters should be below 2.2 and deviation rate percentage should not exceed 12% for combed count and 20 for carded counts. Yarn count CB has to be checked daily and to be maintained below 1%. Yarn least strength CV has to be checked and strength CV has to be maintained below 3%. Yarn TPI has to be checked randomly to check for any loss in TPI. For compact spinning, spindle to spindle variation with respect to hardness index and S3 values has to be checked to ascertain the effectiveness of the compact unit. End breakages per 100 spindle hours has to be maintained around 3 to 4%. Again, here we have to maintain around 53 to 58% relative humidity and a temperature of 37 degrees centigrade. Apart from this, we have to maintain pneumophile waste around 0.5%, which is possible nowadays with roving stop motions. Autogonus or lynchonus. Yarn clearing settings have to be adopted to remove objection faults and contamination faults. As far as for better fabric appearances, we have to remove A3, A4, B3, B4, C3, C2, C3, C4, D1, D2, D3, D4, E, F, G, and H2, I2 falls has to be removed. Clearer cuts has to be maintained below 65, including foreign fiber and polypropylene cuts. Even good mills are achieving even 50 cuts nowadays. Rewinding faults should not exceed 0.5 per lakh meter. We have to maintain 65 degree relative humidity and temperature of around 34 degrees centigrade.
Okay. So that was a wonderful presentation by you, sir. And these basics are very important nowadays. As consultants, when we visit mills, we are finding people are not following process controls, channelization, randomization. So many techniques are there. But unfortunately, they are not working on the basics. I believe they have to work on the basics to become the leaders in the area.
Yeah, that is right. But people should also understand process control is more important than the quality control. Quality
Right.
control is only a post-mortem work. After
Yes.
producing, after some time, we will be taking the material to the lab and we will be checking. But process control is a real-time reports. So if we control the process control, definitely quality control reports will be also similar to that of one.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
that's why the process control is
So
very,
for
very
quality
important.
assurance, you have to have
Yes,
process controls.
definitely, definitely.
So
It
that
is
was a wonderful
essential.
presentation by you. And I think this is going to help a lot of people, a lot of technicians, and also the student community. And already those who are working in the mills who are unable to achieve results, they can use this video inputs. And we'll be very glad if you can write a ebook so that we can share it with all the people of the spinning technicians. It will be very helpful. आज की टॉपिक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग था। ये वीडियो को आप एसओपी की तौर पे इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो। यू कैन यूज दिस एपिसोड एज एसओपी। यू कैन क्रॉस चेक योर प्रोसेस वेदर यू आर अचीविंग ऑल दीज वैल्यूज इन योर स्पिनिंग मिल, एंड डेफिनेटली यू कैन इम्प्रूव योर क्वालिटी पैरामीटर्स। ये एसओपी के रूप में आप डेफिनेटली यूज कीजिए। एंड बहुत ही अच्छा टॉपिक था, रिविजिटिंग द बेसिक्स, रिफ्रेशिंग कोर्स जैसा मान सकते हैं आप। एंड मेरा निवेदन है आप सबसे, हमारा इस इंफॉर्मेशन चैनल स्पिन केयर को लाइक करना मत भूलिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, एंड आपकी जो दोस्त लोग हैं सबको शेयर कीजिए ताकि इसका फायदा उठा पाए वो लोग। एंड बेल आइकॉन को प्रेस करना मत भूलिए, आपको जब भी न्यू वीडियोस हम अपलोड करते हैं ऑटोमेटिकली नोटिफिकेशन आ जाता है। काइंडली लाइक आवर वीडियो, सब्सक्राइब, and please share it with all your friends in the industry. They can take advantage of it. And please don't forget to press a bell icon, because you will get notifications automatically whenever we upload a new episode. And we want you to regularly participate in our SpinCare channel. And there have been a few requests, sir. Actually, some people are getting confused who are putting new mills. They are asking whether we should go for quantum 4 or for low pay. So I would request you, if you can make a session or episode with us, highlighting what is quantum 4 and what is low pay's latest clearer which they exhibited in ITME. What is the advantages and all. A small session will be very helpful to all our viewers. And many topics we will request you in future to please share with our viewers.
Definitely. Definitely. In coming episodes, we will discuss all those things. Definitely.
So nice of you, Sampatraj
Okay.
sir. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
thank you,
sparing
thank you
your
very much.
valuable time and coming on the show. Our viewers will be very, very thankful to you, and we look forward to many more episodes with you, where we can share a lot of technical information to all our viewers, which will be very helpful to the industry. Thank you, sir.
And I am also thankful to you, and also the Spin Care
Right, sir.
for expressing my views, and also to say something about my experience. What all the we have said in that episode, all are experienced values. It is not a theoretical values. It is all the practical
Perfect.
values where the people were getting excellent yarn qualities.
Right.
So
right.
I hope that the people may get advantage of this episode, and they can bring forward their mill to the front.
I request all viewers, आप ये YouTube चैनल के नीचे कमेंट सेक्शन में आपका कोई भी क्वेरी हो, कमेंट्स हो, कृपया you please comment on that. We will revert back to you. If you have any clarification required, you will definitely clarify. That is the purpose of this channel. Thank you. Thank you, Sampath sir. Thank you so much. And Happy New Year once again, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir.